Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be going over how to outperform the matrix to create your desired reality. All right, so if you're a person who is stuck in their manifestation journey, if you are, trying to manifest anything in life, whether that be a specific partner, a car, or money, or a house or anything of that sort, or you just want to live a more peaceful, loving life. If you are in a process where you're trying to manifest a certain thing in your life or manifest many different things in your life, whatever you so desire, if you are feeling stuck in your manifestation journey, you don't know where to turn, you don't know which, actions to take, you're just feeling stuck. Well, I believe this video will be able to help you guys out with that, because there's many different, turns that people take, and many, certain mindsets that people have, which keeps them stuck and keeps them stuck in a loop. And I believe that this video right here will be able to help you guys out with that. All right, so let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get started. So first, when people are trying to manifest something in their life, whatever they desire, this is how most people operate within this world. All right. So most people operate from, they first take action. That's the first thing that they do. Whatever they want in life, let's use money, for example. So if a person is trying to manifest a certain amount of money in their life, they believe they have to take action first. Action is the number one step. Action is the first step in order to attain the amount of money they desire. All right. So first they believe they have to take action. Action, action, action. So then once they take the action, they end up having or obtaining that certain amount of money that they desire. All right. And so in having that money and having millions of dollars, they become rich. All right, they're in a state of being. They feel like they are rich. They feel like they are abundant. They feel like they are prosperous and wealthy once they have this certain amount of money. All right, so from taking these action steps, they are merely operating from the physical plane. So when you are taking these steps, you are operating from the physical plane. All right, so I believe there is a method that is more effective than this operation, for merely operating from the physical plane. So if you want to save time and heartaches, stress, putting time and stress on the body, stress on the mind, stress on your mental health, I believe there are certain exceptions to this, of course. Many people taking these action steps, there are many exceptions to this, but I believe with this step that I'm about to go over in a little bit, this will be more effective than operating from merely on the physical plane. All right. So you need to operate from a state of being. Now, what I mean by a state of being, when you operate from a state of being, you are already living in abundance. Right? You are already living in prosperity. You are already living in love and light. You are already living in the things that you so desire. Right? You need to operate from a state of being in which you believe that you already have this, certain partner. You already have this money. You already have this abundance. You are already living in abundance. You are already that inside of you. Right? Abundance is your birthright. Manifestation is your birthright. You are already living in abundance. You are already living in the manifestations that you so desire. All right. So once you operate from a state of being, you start to take action. You start to take action to acquire what you want to desire or what you want to manifest in your life. All right. Because faith without works is dead. You can't just be living in a state of being, or, being in your meditative poses and just think that everything is just going to come to you, just by doing that. So we have to be realistic at some point. So we have to take action, because action is a part of that. Action is the necessary thing that you have to, do in order to manifest whatever you want in your life. All right. So by taking action, you end up having what you so desire. You're already rich on the inside. You're already wealthy on the inside. You're rich internally. So it has no choice but to manifest on the outside. It has no choice but to manifest on the physical plane. All right. In this example, you can use money. You're rich internally. It can manifest out in your life on the physical plane as money, because money is energy. Money is an energy currency. Money is an energy exchange. Right? So I'm going to be going a little bit deep in depth into how these processes unfold later on in the video. But just know, when you operate from a state of being, which equates to taking action, which equates to having, right? So when you operate from this operation, you are operating from the mental / spiritual plane, all right? So I like to utilize this equation. This equation has helped me a lot, and hopefully we'll be able to help you guys out. So conscious thought, when your mind is connected to the universal consciousness, when you are in a state of being, like I said earlier, when you believe that everything is in everything is in your reach, you are able to attain anything that you desire. All right, because that's how powerful you are, and that's how connected you are to God and to the universe. Let's use an example for this equation. All right, so let's take a music artist, for example. They come up with a song idea. They come up with a music idea or a music video idea in their head. They get a download in their head of what song to come up with to put out into the world. All right, so they have that conscious thought. It all starts in the mind with that music idea. The type of music they're going to put out, the lyrics, and all these different things that come into the art of the song. It starts out in the mind. It starts out as a conscious thought. Then they put the action. Right? They come up with the lyrics. They come up with the lyric sheet, or they come up with the music video idea. They start, recording. They go into the studio. They record the song. Produce the music video. Record the music video. They put in the necessary steps. They put in the necessary action in order to come up with that song idea. And then it comes out as the manifestation. They put the song out on Apple Music, on Spotify. They put the music video out on YouTube or any other platform. So this is how the equation works when it comes to, an example like a music artist. All starts in the mind, which is the conscious thought. They come up with the music idea. Then it turns into action, turns to an action plan, come up with the lyrics, coming up with the beat, coming up with the production. Then it manifests out into the world where people are able to listen to that person's song all throughout the world. All right. So conscious thought, having your mind align with your thoughts, feelings, emotions, attention, things of that nature. When all those things are aligned with what you truly want in life, that's when you will start to operate in that state of being. And you take the necessary actions, multiplied by action, taking the necessary steps, being your masculine energy, taking the necessary steps, performing the action plans to acquire what you desire. And that leads to the manifestation. All right. So let me put your attention over to these two columns right here on the board. So we have the old world, right? The old world, right? The ancient world, the world of the past. So in the old world or the ancient world, everything was mostly about strength and survival. So in the old world, most people were more focused on, their strength and their survival. How are they going to survive? How are they going to, hunt for food and take care of their family, take care of themselves and things of that nature. So that's what merely was the importance back in the olden times. All right, there are many different factors that play within the olden times, during the old ancient times, but merely it was all about strength and survival, right? So now in this current / new world, Everything is all about frequency and consciousness. All right. Since the human species has evolved over time from the old world to the current slash new world, our consciousness has risen. Our frequency. Everything is all about energy, vibration, frequency, and consciousness. Right. So with all the different, innovations, what humans were able to do, what humans were able to invent, come up with, study, all these different things, the human evolution has, changed drastically over time. So our consciousness has risen, our consciousness has changed, and everything about the human species has changed overall. All right. So this points me to the what I like to call the Charles Darwin Anunnaki connection. All right. So if you're not familiar with the Charles Darwin theory of evolution, basically Charles Darwin's theory of evolution states that the human species or the human race has evolved from a specific species over time. But many people believe that Charles Darwin's theory of evolution is incorrect. It has, missing pieces in it. It doesn't, make sense scientifically as well as evolutionary wise. Now, I believe Charles Darwin's theory of evolution is correct to a certain extent. I believe that we came from the existing hominids that were on this planet that has evolved, millions and millions of years over time. But I necessarily don't believe that we actually evolved from these specific species. All right. And this is where the Anunnaki connection comes in. If you believe in the Anunnaki story or the Anunnaki theory, when these ancient aliens came to this planet and tinkered with the existing hominids that were on this planet during that time, the Homo sapiens, they had mixed their DNA, the Homo sapiens that were on this planet, they had mixed their DNA with the Anunnaki's DNA, and that's how we were created. All right, we were genetically modified, we were tinkered with. All right, so that has greatly affected our evolutionary process. All right, so I believe that we were genetically modified, we were created from the Anunnaki, and that's how we evolved so much at a faster rate, because it wouldn't make sense, in my opinion, for us to just evolve from one specific species and then work our way up to the human species that exists today. That doesn't make any sense from a scientific and evolutionary standpoint. And that's how the Anunnaki were able to create the first human, which is Adamu, or first man. So there's this story, right, where Adamu, or Adam in the Bible, he was in the garden, right? He was unaware of who he was. He didn't know that he was a human being. He didn't know he had a certain level of consciousness, that he could achieve anything that he wanted to be, because Enlil, which is Enki's brother, the Anunnaki, he was trying to keep humans enslaved. He was trying to keep humans to do their dirty work, to do their handiwork. We were considered a slave race during that time. We still are, to be honest. But Enki, who has, a better heart than Enlil, he ended up telling Adam that he was more than what he believed he is. He is not an animal. He is a human being. He has the capability within himself to achieve many great things. He doesn't know how powerful he is. And Enki was able to tell him that. He gave him the fruit. He gave him the apple. He gave him the knowledge. The apple represents the knowledge that he has given him. So Adam, it just sparked something in his mind. He was given this information, and now he's operating from the fact that he is a conscious human being that can do many great things in life. Right? Even Enki had told Adam that he was going to be better than they were. He was going to be better than Anunnaki. All right. So that's why I'm making this video and giving you all the knowledge and telling you all how powerful y'all truly are. Because we have the power of manifestation. We have the power. We have the capability to turn our lives around. We tend to focus so much on the outside focusing on these celebrities and the government and these outside influences, we tend to focus so much on these different things, these outside deities, that we don't know how much power we have within ourselves. We just don't know how powerful we are. So I'm giving you that apple. I'm giving you that knowledge, spreading awareness and giving you that information that you can turn your life around for the better. Whatever you desire, you shall have it. Whatever you want to manifest in your life, whatever you desire, it's in your grasp. It's in your power to obtain whatever you want, right? Just like with this Jesus Christ figure, for example. Many people are saying, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Jesus Christ is my salvation. You're giving your power away to an outside force that doesn't even exist. Jesus Christ, the character Jesus Christ doesn't even exist. Yeshua and Jesus Christ are two totally different people. Jesus Christ was a made-up person, a made-up character that was placed here to put you all in bondage, to keep you all enslavement, to keep you, giving your energy away to an outside source that doesn't even exist. All right. So we need to focus on ourselves, because we are here to save ourselves. No one is coming here to save us. Jesus Christ is not going to come back to save us. We are here to save ourselves. All right. So we always have to remember that. All right. So let's move on. So how do I utilize my inner being to create my desired reality? Well, I thought you never asked. So you have to remember, everything is consciousness. Now, this deals with the principle of mentalism. Now, I made a video previously, my latest video, called the 7 universal / comedic principles. And in that video, I go much more deep in depth into the principle of mentalism. But basically, the principle of mentalism states that the all is mind and the universe is mental. So everything is consciousness, and everything is spiritual consciousness. So it's important for you all to be able to connect with that higher power, to connect to that higher source, to connect with that universal consciousness in order to operate from the spiritual / mental plane. All right. So everything is consciousness, and that deals with the principle of mentalism. So everything must happen on the spiritual plane before it can manifest on the physical plane. So when you're just operating from the mere physical plane, you're just merely focusing on taking action first, and then having what you desire, and that equates to you being rich or being prosperous or being in abundance. But you're just merely operating within this matrix, this creative matrix that keeps us in bondage and that keeps us enslaved, that keeps us depressed and sad and anxious and all these different things. And that puts wear and tear on our bodies. We're able to have these certain things, but we're not able to live long enough to enjoy what we have attained. All right. So everything must happen on the spiritual plane before it can manifest on the physical plane. So everything operates or happens on the spiritual plane before it can manifest on the physical plane. So we have to remember that our minds are finite. We tend to want to figure out how to get to our certain destination, or figure out what certain outcomes are going to relay in our lives, or which direction or which scenario is going to be played out, and how we're going to get to our final destination. So we don't need to be worried about any of that, all right? Because our minds are finite, but the universal consciousness, God's mind, is infinite. So you need to leave that up to God, leave that up to the universe. You need to be focusing on, taking action, being in a state of being, just working your way towards that achievement, working your way towards that manifestation, working your way towards those goals and those dreams and those aspirations that you are trying to obtain in life. Just worry about, the journey. It's all about the journey, not the destination. This is a marathon, not a sprint. All right. So always stay in the present moment and just focus on, being in that state of being, living in that abundance, living in that, that love and light, living in that prosperity, living in your manifestation powers, and just focusing on being in the present moment and taking action towards your goals and dreams. Don't worry about any of that other stuff. Don't worry about any of those other circumstances and outcomes and all these different things. Leave that up to God. All right, because everything must happen on the spiritual plane before it can manifest on the physical plane. So our minds can't comprehend what's going on in the spiritual realm and the spiritual plane. So we need to leave that up to God and just focus on the task and the journey and the process on the physical plane. All right. So operate from a state of being, which equates to taking action, which equates to having whatever you so desire. All right. So you have to align your mind, which is your thoughts, emotions, attention, etc., with whatever you want to be / have in life. So you need to align your thoughts, whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to be, whatever you want to have. So what type of thoughts are you having on a day-to-day basis? You know, always try to think of positive thoughts. You know, try to think positively about yourself. All right. That's what I tend to do all the time. I always think, you know, about the future version of myself. You know, once I, obtain whatever I want to be in life or whatever I want to have, I tend to picture myself in that moment. All right. Think of positive thoughts, me being able to change the world, me traveling the world, me speaking to different people, helping many people out, you know, being a paradigm shifter, being a change in the world, being a positive light in this world, helping many people out, you know, that are in need, that need help and things of that nature. I tend to have those pictures in my mind and try to have those images in my mind about myself. So you always need to have more, positive thoughts. You know, think of yourself in that moment, being with that specific person, having that certain amount of money, living that loving, prosperous, peaceful lifestyle. So always picture yourself in that moment. Have those positive thoughts in your mind. All right. Emotions. Are you emotionally stable? Do you have emotional intelligence? All right, because all emotion is energy and motion. So you need to utilize that emotional energy and put it towards something positive, put it towards something productive. All right, use that, all that, emotions that you have, that emotional intelligence that you have, and put it towards your manifestation journey. And then your attention. Where is your attention on a day-to-day basis? Wherever attention goes, energy flows. All right, so put more of your attention towards your goals. Put your attention more to your manifestations. Put your attention more to your dreams and your aspirations. All right, because if you have your attention, if you move your attention towards something that doesn't serve you, that doesn't give you peace and prosperity, then that's where your energy is heading. That's where your energy is going towards. Is something that's not in alignment with your true will, that's not in alignment with your manifestation, that's not in alignment with your life goals. All right, so direct your attention towards the things that you want to achieve in life. All right, so when we talk about not manifestation, but affirmations, many people try to do many teachers tell you this, say these affirmations, do these affirmations. Well, I believe those affirmation is not going to work if your mind is not, in alignment with your true will. If your mind is not, stable or connected to your higher self. Right? So you need to always have your thoughts, emotions, attention, things of that nature. You need to have all those aligned with your true self, with your true being, with your true purpose, and over all these other things such as affirmations to work in your favor. All right. All starts in the mind, guys. We always have to remember that everything starts in the mind. The principle of mentalism. Everything is consciousness. The all is mind, and the universe is mental. All right, so I like to end this video off with a scripture in the Bible, which is Mark chapter 11, verse 24. Now, Mark chapter 11, verse 24 states that Yeshua states that whatever ye so desire, when ye pray, believe that you have received it and it shall be yours. All right. So when we operate from that state of being, when our minds are connected to the universal consciousness, when our minds, our thoughts, feelings, emotions, attention, etc., when all these things are aligned with our true selves, when we are in that state of being, All right. When we believe that we are living in abundance, when we believe or we know that we are living in prosperity, we are living in our manifestation of reality, when we want to align, shift from our old reality, from our old paradigm, and shift into a new paradigm, into a new reality, when we believe these certain things, we end up having these certain things. We end up having whatever we want in life. All right. And then that goes to taking action, taking the necessary steps. Don't worry about the process. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Just be in the present moment and take the necessary actions and steps in order to get to that whatever you want to achieve in life, whatever you want in life. All right. Leave that other stuff to God, because God knows what's best for you. The universe knows what's best for you in the long run. All right, so always remember that, guys. Always remember that when you believe, believe that everything that you want in life is in your grasp, is in your reach, is in your hands. When you believe these certain things, when you're in a state of being, then you will have it eventually. All right, it may take days, it may take months, it may take years, a couple of years, 10 years. You never know what the time comes. All right. Only the universe knows. Only God knows that. All right. So don't worry about any of those other things. Just focus on taking the necessary actions and be in a state of being, and then eventually you will have it. All right. All right, guys. So this is how to outperform the matrix to create your desired reality. Hopefully this video has helped you guys out. Hopefully this brought some some awareness, some information and knowledge to yourselves. Hopefully this video helped you out, and good luck on your manifestation journey. All right. So till next time, and always remember, all power resides from within. And always keep the faith, because God in the universe is always working for you. Take care, guys. God bless.